Hello friends, welcome back to a tournament report. This is game 2 of the Nottingham Minors, as in minor leagues, not minor American children. It was a few weeks ago now, because I am lazy. I've been busy prepping for my own tournament, which is this coming weekend. So I'll be playing in that as well, and I might even try to take pictures of that. We'll see how stressed I feel. Maybe I won't. But I do need content. Or do you need content? It's not important. Let's move on. This was my list. I'm playing Twilight Kin. This is a 2300 list, which is alright. It's okay. It's very melee focused. I've taken all the fiddly, widdly, biddly stats out because it's too hard for my very simple brain. For a full breakdown of the list and why I chose bits and bobs, check out video 1 in this tournament series. But in short, double mutants, double phantoms, double impaler hordes, a single soul flayer, a single planar apparition, mind screech, double terror, a summoner crow with hex and weakness, and double soulbane on nightmare for dread. We are playing with command dice. I don't think they come up very much in this game, in particular, but I would only be using kind of the heal, endurance one really, and re-rolling hits and misses, and maybe the odd movement shenanigans, because the best the only Twilight Kin commands are moving wounds onto crone-bound stuff, and I haven't got a lot of crone-bound stuff. Moving wounds onto terrors is hilarious, so they can regen them. Anyway, and dread. And I've got 2 soulbanes on nightmares with plenty of dread, and they're very reasonably priced, 155 points. So there you go. And I am playing this time a lovely chap called James, who I have met before. Long-term fans of the channel might remember him from Clash of Kings in London. That's Clash of Kings before I took over Clash of Kings. So the last Clash of Kings I attended, and I played against some Night Stalkers that he was piloting, and it turns out this is the first tournament he's been playing since then. So it's been 3 years off, and he's back. He won his first game clearly very well, and he's playing the T.O. Andrews Ratkin. So he has 2 regiments of warriors and 3 hordes of shock troops. I like shock troops. I am confused as to why this list doesn't have plague pots, because plague pots is the only really great thing that makes Ratkin tick, in my opinion. Well, lots of things make Ratkin tick. I love a Ratkin list, but I think running shock troop hordes without plague pots is an odd choice. So that being said, there's a regiment of hackpaws with a staying stone, which is decent, makes them 13-14. A regiment with a ton of runners with brew of sharpness. I think they come with brew of sharpness by default, don't they now? But it does make them quite expensive. Ton of runners, 24 attacks, very nice. On 3s, terrifying. Triple weapon teams. This I think is excellent. Weapon teams are so good. That's piercing 1, steady aim. 12-inch shooting plus potentially 6 inches moving. So you're talking about 18 inches of threat on piercing 1, 10, steady aim. Anyway, a tangle. Tangle's mandatory, I think, for Ratkin, isn't it? Double Broodmother for some drain life. And then he has got the Smoke, Mirrors, and Death formation. I've played with this a little bit when I was playing Ratkin. I don't like it that much. I think, now Shredders have got better. Shredders went up from, I think, 2 to 4 attacks here. It's pretty good. They are still range 5 though, and they are only pierce 1. Shattering is good. Ignore concealed is weird. That's it's not ignore obscured. It's ignore. So if you're behind cover, you still take cover. If you're in cover, you don't. So quite confusing. Bit of a weird one. Blast D3 is good on 4 attacks, but you are rolling 5s. Yeah, no, and it's got a formation redeployment, so you can put them wherever he likes, and it comes with a Death Engine Spewer, who has an Aura of Iron Resolve that we do not use for the entirety of the game, because I think it's fair to say James probably forgot it was there. So did I. However, he's a very friendly, very happy chap. His trousers are particularly less exciting than they were at Clash of Kings. He's wearing a very exciting pair of kind of pantaloon Aladdin trousers. But he had very nice shoes. Anyway, we're playing Plunder on this board. So I like this board because it's got these two pieces of terrain kind of trapping you in the middle. And you'll notice that unlike game 1, we now have hills on the battlefield. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at that, so exciting. So these kind of buildings there's a lot of funneling going on here. I like funneling because I'm kind of a grind list. James is also a grind list, possibly a better grind list than me, so let's see. So just to get a train, so you can see where we put the plunder tokens. We've got 1 2-point here, 1 2-point here. These are loot tokens, right? The other 3 are 1s. It's the same shot twice, except with my army in the middle of the board. Maybe you can see a bit more on this one. So this one is rough terrain. I think we say it's height flat, probably, or height 0. We've got a fence here, and there's another fence somewhere offensive. Yeah. There's a forest here, and a forest here, height 9. Yeah, and that's the train. So hills are height 3, buildings are height 9. So we deploy it thusly. So I keep on this side, which is useful because that's where I started taking pictures from. So I've kind of put all my meaty stuff. So 2 terrors. This one is obviously facing this way, but his big old claw didn't fit the crab. So I've got an impaler horde here to sit here, double terrors with a healer behind them, and a soul bane for inspiring. So that's very, very hard to chew through. I have got a phantom troop down there. You can't see it, but it is there, trust me. The phantom troop is heavily outnumbered by the hat paws and the tunnel runners, but we'll worry about that later. The other impalers are here, so we're planning to kind of come over here. I actually don't care about these tokens. I really only care about these 2 because they're worth more. So the plan is to kind of come in here, grab them, turn, face off this, smash up this, right? So smashing up this in the name of smashing up this. So a little bit worried because he obviously redeployed his smoke and mirrors formation. So here's the shredders and here's the death engine, shooty death engine. And I've got my most vulnerable to shooting units here, which is my mutants. I don't have any wave mitigation. I don't have any stealthy on them. I don't have any navigators in this list. So they might well be getting pretty shot. And then we have, so these over here are the Soul Flayers, Phantom, and the other Soul Plane on Nightmare. So facing up against that, so there's the Smoke and Mirrors formation there. This is one of the weapon teams. There is another weapon team here, and the other weapon team is here. So that's the 3 weapon teams kind of spread across. That's the tangle, obviously, looking like a tangle. So you've got 1, 2, 3 hordes of shock troops. Very nicely painted up. I really do like this Ratkin army. It's all new Mantic Ratkin. So painting this many of these Mantic Ratkin is quite a feat because they're not the best models, but he's done a really great job, Andrew. Not James, who's just stolen the army. Here's one of the brood mums, and here's the other brood mum. And then we have regiment warriors, right? Yeah, that's it. So, best news is, let's have a little close up. Oh, very nice, really, really nice. I've painted a lot of Ratkin. Mine didn't look this nice. Definitely didn't. Anyway, right. I win turn 1. Yay! Which is good. Because I want it. Because I just need to get across the board, so he stopped shooting me. So I push up, and I've put my impalers here with a terror behind them, because I'm hoping he will choose to shoot them and not these guys, because he's going to take cover from these anyway, right? No matter what, because of the ignores, obscured, concealed, obscured. Yeah. The behind cover that it doesn't ignore, right? They're not in cover, they're behind cover. So I'm hoping he'll choose the uncovered target. And light was just pushed up here as fast as I could. I'm going to try and hop off probably what's it going to be? Oh, the name of the spell is temporary mind fog onto something. I'm not sure why it fails. Anyway, I seem to remember that. Everything else just pushes forward. Yep. There is a hex. So my where is the summoner crone? I'm going the wrong way. Summoner crone, where are you? Where are you, summoner crone? Dude, oh, there she is. She's here. Being inspiring. Inspiring. Phantoms. So, we hex from there she is, she's here. I was looking for a different miniature. This is normally my navigator, but it's the summoner crone today. So hex onto the Tangle, which is a great use of Hex. And a little bit of a Wind Blast there to push them back just for funsies. Because we do like Soul Flayers for Wind Blast. You can see here on the left, over on this side, over here, I've done something unpleasant. Something unpleasant to do. It is a tournament, so you're allowed to be unpleasant a little bit. So where he positioned these hack paws just out of the forest, right, because he wants to go whooshing forward as quickly as possible, meant that the phantoms could go as far forward as they liked and then turn. And you can see the line of sight marker there to their outline of sight. That's a nasty trick. Anyway, into James's turn 1. So James, he watched my... This is quite a long memory. He watched my battle report from the last time we met, where he kind of hung back with his Night Stalkers, and I can't remember what I was playing. What was I playing? Orcs. I was playing Riftforged Orcs. Anyway, and I'd criticised him for that, and so he said, right, well, I'm pushing forward as hard as I can then. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he's got this regiment of warriors, and this is really where play pots would have come into, very, very handy on these units. So he's got 2 of the hordes here, backed up by these guys. You can see he's looked at kind of what's my arcs of sight there. And he's kind of got a nice arc here within this horrible zone. He's got his weapon teams. One's going that way to try and face off the phantoms, and one's going this way. But actually, if I do get stuck in this gap, he could well zap me all day with all of his shooting. So that wouldn't be good. Yep, and then so the Hackpaws have just basically run over to, fighting Hackpaws it's okay. Once I've stripped their Thunderous, they're probably kind of they're 13, 14. I'm dash 12. We both hit on 4s. They've probably got more attacks than me. They've got 14. I've got 12. But I don't want to fight them, right? But I just can't see over them, so that's the point. So not a bad move. Tunnel Runners, very aggressively moving forwards. Why would you not? Yeah, and that's shooting. So 7 wounds onto defense 6 is meaty. Right? I don't like that at all. Anyway, into my turn 2. I don't know what that was from, to be honest. I can't remember. Oh, probably from these guys. That way, right? Yeah. So, into turn 2. So, having given me loads of charges, I take them. Because why would I not? That's crazy. There's nothing to stop me taking these charges. So the first thing I do is I slip this Terror through the gap against these shock troops to hold them off, and hopefully 20 attacks against infantry is nothing to be sniffed at, especially when they're only defense 4. The warriors get just a face full of pummeling from Impalers and a mutant regiment, and we get a Soul Bane and a mutant regiment on the other one. So a lot of attacks here. I've got some Soul Flayers supporting. I've still got these phantoms just holding their own. And then we've kind of formed, so we've pushed forward the Terror here because the way that these buildings are and the big units here, only one unit's going to be able to get in. So he could probably, if he charges the regiment into the Impalers, the Horde I think actually doesn't fit here. So the Horde pretty much has to come here because it can't come here. Or he could just send a regiment in and hold the Horde back. So, he's got options, but none of them are great options. He just needs to hold me off for these Tunnel Runners. You can see I've just kind of sneaked out of line of sight Tunnel Runners. Tunnel Runners come around one more turn, and then I'm in trouble, right? Yeah, and so the Phantoms have just kind of hopped over. I've stayed out of this 18 inches from here. This one can still turn around and get me, but it's only 1 out of 2. So fingers crossed I'm stealthy as well. That's a Wind Blast from the Soul Flayers onto this Death Engine. Just sending it sideways a little bit, which does block up here, but he can move, right? And yeah, the warriors kind of explode into warrior-shaped fragments from here. So we sidestep with Impalers, and then we turn with mutants like this, looking this way. We also blow up over here, so this horde of shock troops just disappears. So I roll very, very well there, which is very lucky. So things are looking bad, but I am going to get shot now by lots. I mean, that's so many shots onto a non-stealthy unit. Not great. So yeah, I don't know what happened in the middle. We'll find out in a minute, I guess, because we'll see if there's any wins. So the hex keeps coming onto this. Someone of Chrome keeps hexing away, having fun. So into James's turn 2. Did I not do any wounds? Oh, that's right. No, this is his turn. He's taken. That's right. I didn't charge. Right, he's charged. So he's chosen in with the chaff. Charged in with the chaff, which is fair enough. These guys are shifted this way. Weapon teams go. So they are ready to take on phantoms. Hackpaws have moved up onto the hill, which is a good place to be if you're 18-inch charge. And of course, these tunnel runners have come around the corner because they have come to have fun with the back end of my impalers. Yeah, so there's this is repeated healing here. Reduce these. Was there wounds there? Why were there wounds on there? It was 6 wounds. Oh, that's from shooting, right? Yeah. There are loads of wounds from the shooting for the first one. So been healing away over the last couple of turns. They're now down to 2. We did 4 wounds from this terror, which is rubbish, isn't it? Really, not very good. And you can see that there's a lot of shooting going to happen here, so we don't like that, but can't do anything about it. And I've got lots of other stuff to kind of come and wreak vengeance. Yeah, so 10 wounds, off they go. Mutants wander off. 2 wounds onto my terror, which he was offended by. Whoa, what happened then? 10 wounds from those shock troops onto that terror, but it's okay. Oh, it wasn't 2, it was 4. Why did I have 2 wounds? Was there some shooting before? No. Oh, drain life. Yeah. So the broodmum has drained life to 2 wounds. And then a further 2 wounds from the warriors. Has wavered. Rolled a double 6. What a boss. It's not going to save his life, but pretty good rolling there. And that is turn 3. So into my turn 3. The battlefield looks like this. I'm not unhappy, really, with how it's going, if I'm honest. We are smashing on this side. We've got lots of things to come and start mopping up this shooting here. These guys gonna die. Unfortunately, I can't see them with this horde of impalers. Let's see if I cheat. Sometimes I do. I don't mean to. This is a problem we're going to have to deal with. Let's see what we do. So, that's just showing turn 3 again. So this is what we do. So, we send soul flares into this impaler death engine because it's annoying. We take on a weapon team with this soulbane. We decide to ignore these guys. Why not? Because are they indirect? I don't know. I don't cheat. That's which is great. So the mutants who were here come in, multi-charge with this terror into the shock troops, which hopefully they won't last too long. Although I was wavered with my terror, it was a flank with these impalers. So they're going to take out those warriors and then turn to take their medicine from these delightful shock troops. And then I'm really pleased with this move. I thought it was very good. So Impaler Soulbane here. Very, very scary sharpness tunnel runners here, right? I've got to take this flank here, leaving my rear exposed to them. So I run the Impaler Soulbane over as a sacrificial unit. I have a crone here who will cast weakness. They cannot fit through this gap. They're not nimble. They can't go here, so they're going to have to fight him, leaving me time to kind of mop up here. So yeah, pretty pleased. Oh, and the phantoms have charged into one of these weapon teams because they are very, very good. In fact, on his turn, you can't... there you go. These weapon teams, 1 and 2, did 10 wounds to my impalers because they're in the flank, so the defense 4. So 20 attacks on 4s and 3s. Yeah, bad. For me. So 10 wounds, but down to 9 with some radiance of life, and I'm going to heal them. So 4 wounds there, not enough to do anything, but enough to annoy him, and he can't shoot. We obviously smash up with 40 attacks on 3s, these shock troops, and run forwards with the terror. 18 wounds we did, which is nice. Phantoms eat up that weapon team. Why would you not? That's right, and I overrun because I was 17 inches away. I counted it. We measured. And I overran by an inch to make me 18 inches away, so he cannot charge me in the rear and interchange to turn 3. So now it's starting to look a little bit more better. Betterer? The bettererist. Yeah, this looks good. Now I'm happier, right? So I might lose the center eventually, but it's there's not a lot he can do about this side. So they do take that charge, weakened. With the hack paws, he's just started picking up tokens. Might as well get some points. And then that is a weapon team, drain life, and a tangle. Even on stealthy, 9 wounds, and you can see the nerve he's rolled is another 9, so they die. They're well out of inspiring range, so that's good. 6 wounds on the counter charge, but we're okay. Back up to 9, so I think I healed a few, and they've charged in. And 8 wounds, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Weakness is a hell of a drug. So only wavered on my Soulbane there, so you needed an 8 to kill him twice, and he obviously rolled a 7 because he wavered, or a 6 maybe. Who knows? So over here, my turn 4 now. We decide we need to do some mopping up. So Terra into what's it called? Whatever the war machine is called. I can tell you for a fact though, I forget to roll these attacks, and we leave it till the next turn. I forgot, my fault. Right, it was well into his turn by the time I remembered. However, both the Soulbane and the Soul Flayers come into the Steph engine, and the Broodmother says hi to some Impalers. Pick up a token over here. Look at this, points. 2 tokens there as well. And yeah, there was a slight mismeasurement, unfortunately, which I was not merciful about. And so the mutants go into the rear of the tangle. Not where you want them to be. We get double charge, so I just back off. I say, you want to come through? You have to hit me again. Double charge into this horde of shock troops. Yeah. Impaler engine dies. Broodmother dies. Shock troops die. Tangle dies. Yes. Unfortunate. Turn 4 for James. So he does manage to kill my Impaler Soulbane. But as you can see, I've turned around to face you. So that's not great. What am I showing there? That's the same thing twice. Into my turn 5. So as you see, I forgot to do this this attacks. Definitely do them this time. Soul Flayers take on the other one, just in case he wanted to try shooting me. The mutants who killed the Tangle decide to kill the Broodmother. Yeah, it's and then we double charge into these Tunnel Runners with everything I've got. That is that's weakness into these, and also I think I do healing. Quite a good heal by the look of that. So 1 wound and a waver. Ah, man, because all your rallying's dead. And we killed the Tunnel Runners, and we killed the Broodmother. Clean up on aisle 3. There's bits of rat everywhere. Everything's pretty much dead by this point. And that's the end of the game. So you just get 2 points with this hack pause. But I pick up a 2, a 2, and a 1. So for a 5-2 victory. So lovely game, lovely gent. He was very gracious about his defeat. That puts me on 2 very good wins. And for the 2nd tournament in a row, very weirdly, I'm on the top table in the last game. How exciting. So that'll be coming soon. I play Ms. Florence Maunders with her Trident Realm of Neuretica on the same table, which is interesting. And that's the end of this report. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back soon with Game 3 of this tournament, and then possibly some games from my tournament. Gosh, content coming out of my ears. Let me know what you think. We'll see you soon on Death by Dragons. Bye-bye.